To round out 2010, Floating Doctors diversified its CV a bit and turned its attention and recruiting prowess onto a small school in Jonesville. As the day concluded and I put the paintbrush down to survey the scene, I was impressed first by the exquisite professionalism of our paint application, and then more profoundly by the unlikely crew of paint spattered faces responsible. In addition to the familiar Floating Doctors team, there were Pat and Randy, a cruising RN and her husband, who were anchored on their ship nearby and volunteered at our Oak Ridge clinic previously. Their expat friend Larry, we had met once before on our trip to Guanaja. He's married to Norma, who runs the school. Dan, our marina neighbor at Barefoot, and an amateur photographer, joined us to help document. Darwin, a local Garifuna and painter by trade, heard about it and volunteered as well. I also got 4 local teenagers from the neighborhood, Pablo, Bebe, Memphi, and Tommy. They were on winter break, with few constructive alternatives to direct their energies. So we traded in our stethoscopes and scrubs for scrapers and paintbrushes and set to work. Now painting is painting, and it went quickly, and we applied liberally. There was such a flurry of activity that even Giles left his mark. As an organization, we champion the message of health. We respect it as a cornerstone of success within any community, and we devote our resources accordingly. But philosophically, we recognize that there are many facets that in concert bind our communities together. Consequently, we look for any opportunity to improve the welfare of the people around us. The greatest impact, though, occurs at the personal level, those poignant exchanges that occur continually between individuals, when the decision exists to either alienate or embrace, to show disdain or to show concern, when you can either build bridges across the chasm of what sets us apart, or concede that the distance is too great for any ties to hold us together. These are the interactions on which our present and future collective welfare depends. Just as we use the southern wind to bridge the great physical distances between people, many of our projects focus on bridging the emotional and social differences that distract us from the reality that we are all human. Earlier that day stood a group of total strangers and mild acquaintances, looking on a sad little building. At the end of the day, there before us, was a transformed schoolhouse and a new extended family. Mostly, Floating Doctors concentrates on bringing health benefits to individuals and communities. Today we were the catalyst for a widely disparate group of people, assembling on a small island north of Honduras, working together for a common cause, and enjoying the satisfaction reserved for those that work for the benefit of others.
Okay, ma get this. A little bit.
Valley.